Hello everyone. Welcome back to Fluent English. We're so happy you're here with us today. Whether you're listening on your way to work, studying at home, or just relaxing with a cup of coffee, thank you for spending some time with us.
Hey everyone, it's great to have you back. I don't know about you, but I've been looking forward to today's episode all week because we're talking about something that confuses a lot of English learners.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, it's one of those topics that even advanced learners sometimes struggle with. I remember meeting English learners who spoke very fluently but still mixed up these two words.
That's right, today we're talking about been and gone. They look simple, but they can completely change the meaning of a sentence.
And the good news is that by the end of this episode, you'll know exactly when to use been, when to use gone, and how native speakers use them in everyday conversations.
We'll share easy rules, real-life examples, common mistakes, and plenty of practice. So if you've ever stopped and thought, should I say been or gone? This episode is for you.
Before we get started, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever confused been and gone? Write yes in the comments if you have. Don't worry, we've all made mistakes while learning a language.
And if you've got a sentence using been or gone, leave it in the comments too. We love seeing your examples.
Also, don't forget to like this episode and subscribe to Fluent English. We create lessons that help you sound more natural and more confident in real conversations.
All right, let's jump in and finally make been and gone easy to understand.
Let's start with the most important idea. Both been and gone come from the verb go. They are past participles, which means we often use them with forms of have.
Exactly. The basic structure is very simple. Subject plus have or has plus been, or subject plus have or has plus gone.
Now here's the key difference. If someone has been somewhere, they went there and came back.
But if someone has gone somewhere, they went there and they have not returned yet.
That's the big idea. Let's repeat it because it's important. Been means went and came back.
And gone means went and is still there.
Let's look at some examples.
Sure, example number 1. I've been to New York. This means I visited New York at some time in my life and then returned.
Great example.
Example number 2. My sister has gone to New York. This means she traveled there and she's still in New York now.
Perfect. Here's another one. I've been to Japan twice. That means I visited Japan 2 times and came back both times.
Exactly, but if I say, my friend has gone to Japan, I'm telling you that my friend is currently in Japan.
You know, this difference becomes really useful in daily conversations.
Definitely.
Imagine you call your friend and ask, "Where's David?" Someone answers, "David has gone to the supermarket." That means David isn't home right now.
Right, he's still at the supermarket.
But if someone says, "David has been to the supermarket," that means David visited the supermarket and returned.
Native speakers use this distinction all the time.
Let's make it even easier with a simple memory trick. Think of been as a round trip. Go there, come back, done.
Nice, and think of gone as a one-way trip for now. The person left, but we don't know when they'll come back.
Let me give you a personal example. I've been to many different cities for teaching events. I've been to London, Singapore, and Toronto.
Nice.
But if I say, "My cousin has gone to London," I'm telling you she's currently there.
Here's one from my life. I've been to dozens of coffee shops in my city. I've visited them and returned home. But right now my brother has gone to a coffee shop. He's still there working on his laptop.
Do you see the difference, everyone?
Let's check your understanding. If I say Maria has gone to the bank, where is Maria?
She's at the bank right now.
Exactly. If I say Maria has been to the bank, where is Maria?
She already visited the bank and came back.
Perfect.
Now let's talk about negative forms. The structure is subject plus haven't or hasn't plus been, or subject plus haven't or hasn't plus gone.
For example, I haven't been to Canada. This means I never visited Canada.
Another example, she hasn't been to the new restaurant. She never visited it.
Now let's look at gone. He hasn't gone to work yet. That means he hasn't left for work.
Very common sentence.
Here's a quick challenge for our listeners. Can you complete this sentence? My parents have to Paris 3 times.
The answer is been, because they visited Paris and returned.
Great job, now try this one. Sarah isn't home, she has to the mall.
The answer is gone because she's still there.
Excellent.
We'd love to see your answers in the comments. Create one sentence with been and one sentence with gone.
And don't worry if you're not perfect, the goal is practice.
Before we move on, let's quickly review.
Been means someone went somewhere and came back. Gone means someone went somewhere and is still there. If you remember that one rule, you're already ahead of many English learners. That's the foundation we'll build on in the next section.
Now that we've covered the basic difference between been and gone, let's build on that foundation. This next section is all about how native speakers use these words when talking about life experiences.
That's a really important point because one of the most common uses of been is talking about places you've visited in your life.
Exactly. When people ask about your experiences, you'll often hear questions like, have you ever been to Italy? Have you ever been to Australia? Have you ever been to a live concert?
Notice that we use been because we're talking about experiences. The question isn't asking where you are now, it's asking whether you had that experience at some point in your life.
That's right. If someone asks me, have you ever been to Paris? I can answer, yes, I've been to Paris twice. Or, no, I've never been to Paris.
Here's something interesting. Native speakers very often use I've been to when sharing travel stories. For example, I've been to Mexico. I've been to Japan. I've been to Thailand.
And because these are life experiences, gone doesn't work in those situations.
Exactly. Imagine someone asks, have you ever gone to Japan? That sounds unusual to native speakers.
Very unusual.
We naturally say, have you ever been to Japan?
Here's a simple tip. When you're talking about experience, think, experience equals been current location equals gone.
That's a great memory trick.
Let's look at some real-life situations. Imagine you're talking with coworkers during lunch. One coworker says, I'm planning a trip to Spain. You might respond, oh, I've been to Spain, the food was amazing.
That's a natural response because you're sharing an experience from your past.
Exactly. Now let's imagine a different situation. Your friend calls and asks, can I talk to Jake? You answer, sorry, Jake has gone to the gym.
In this case, Jake is still at the gym. That's why we use gone.
Let's do a short dialogue.
Sounds good.
Have you ever been to South Korea?
Yes, I've been there once. It was an incredible experience.
Nice. Where's your brother today?
He's gone to the airport to pick up a friend.
Perfect. One sentence talks about a past experience. The other talks about someone's current location.
Native speakers make this distinction automatically.
Another useful thing to know is that been often appears with words like ever, never, and before.
That's true. Listen to these examples. Have you ever been to London? I've never been to Brazil. I've been there before.
These combinations are extremely common. If you start noticing them in movies, podcasts, and conversations, you'll hear them everywhere.
Now let's compare formal and informal usage. In formal English, someone might say, I have been to that conference before.
In everyday conversation, they're more likely to say, I've been to that conference before.
Same meaning, the contraction just sounds more natural and relaxed.
Here's another practical tip. First, focus on the meaning before the grammar. Ask yourself, did the person come back? If yes, use been.
Second, ask, is the person still there? If yes, use gone.
Third, practice with real situations from your life. Don't memorize random textbook examples. Think about your own experiences.
For example, I've never been to, my friend has gone to, my parents have gone to.
That's how you'll remember it faster. Let's do a quick practice activity. I'll start a sentence and you finish it. Ready?
Let's do it.
I've to that restaurant 3 times.
Been.
Correct, Jessica isn't home, she's to work.
Gone.
Perfect, my grandparents have never to New Zealand.
Been.
Excellent.
Now it's your turn, listeners. Can you write a sentence beginning with, I've never been, and another beginning with, my friend has gone? Leave your examples in the comments.
We'd love to read them. And remember, using your own experiences makes learning much easier than memorizing rules.
Let's review the key points from this section. We usually use been to talk about life experiences, especially with words like ever, never, and before. We use gone when someone traveled somewhere and is still there. Keep that distinction in mind, and your English will sound much more natural.
Great job so far, everyone. Now let's explore another area where learners often hear been and sometimes get confused. This section will help you understand how been is used in everyday conversations that aren't always about travel.
That's right, native speakers use been in many common expressions, and understanding them will make your English sound much more natural.
One of the most common patterns is I've been plus verbing. This structure uses the present perfect continuous tense.
Don't let the grammar name scare you. The idea is simple. It describes an activity that started in the past and continued for some period of time.
For example, I've been studying English. That means I started studying before now and continued doing it.
Here are a few more examples. I've been working all day. I've been waiting for an hour. I've been exercising regularly.
Notice that this been has a different job. Earlier we talked about travel and experiences. Now been is helping create a verb tense.
Exactly, and this is one reason learners sometimes get confused. Not every use of been involves going somewhere.
Here's a conversation you might hear. Why are you tired? I've been working since 6 a.m.
Or why is your English improving so quickly? I've been practicing every day.
Very natural. Now let's compare this with gone.
Here's the important thing. We don't normally use gone in the same way. You can say, I've been studying, but you can't say, I've gone studying.
Right, the meanings are completely different.
Another common use is talking about where someone has been recently. For example, where have you been?
That's a phrase you'll hear all the time. Parents say it to teenagers. Friends say it to each other. Coworkers say it when someone returns after being away.
Imagine this conversation. Where have you been? I've been at the library.
Or where have you been? I've been helping my neighbor.
Notice again that the person has returned. That's why we use been.
Let's talk about sounding polite and natural. If someone asks where you've been, a simple answer often works best. You don't need a long explanation.
For example, I've been at work. I've been at the gym. I've been visiting family.
Short, natural, and friendly.
Here's a mini practice. I'll ask the question. You answer out loud. Ready?
Where have you been?
Maybe your answer is, I've been studying English.
Where has your brother gone?
Maybe he's gone to the store.
Where have your parents been recently?
Perhaps they've been visiting relatives.
Great practice. Remember to actually say the answers aloud. Speaking is how confidence grows.
And if you'd like extra practice, write 3 sentences in the comments. One with I've been, one with I've never been, and one with has gone. The more you use these structures, the more natural they'll feel.
We've covered experiences, locations, and common everyday expressions with been.
And we've reinforced the key structure. Been often refers to experiences, completed visits, or ongoing activities in certain verb tenses, while gone usually shows that someone left and is still away. Understanding that pattern will help you make better choices in real conversations.
Before we finish today's lesson, let's talk about something every English learner experiences: mistakes. And honestly, we've all made them.
Absolutely, even advanced learners sometimes mix up been and gone. The good news is that these mistakes are very fixable once you understand the meaning behind each word.
Let's start with mistake number 1. Using gone when talking about life experiences.
Here's the incorrect sentence. I've gone to Canada twice, and here's the correct sentence. I've been to Canada twice.
Why is the first sentence wrong? Because you're talking about an experience in your life. You visited Canada and returned. That's exactly what been is for.
Whenever you're talking about travel experiences, remember, experience equals been.
Mistake number 2. Using been when someone is still away.
Incorrect. My sister has been to the mall. Correct. My sister has gone to the mall.
Why? Because she's still there. She hasn't returned yet.
Ask yourself one question. Is the person still at that place? If yes, use gone.
Mistake number 3. Confusing where have you been and where have you gone.
Native speakers almost always say, where have you been, when the person is standing in front of them.
Exactly. Imagine your friend arrives 20 minutes late. You don't say, where have you gone? You say, where have you been?
Because the person has already returned.
Mistake number 4. Forgetting that been is also used in verb tenses.
Incorrect. I've gone studying English. Correct. I've been studying English.
This is a completely different grammar structure. Been helps create the present perfect continuous tense.
Here's a funny example. Imagine someone says, my brother has been to the supermarket.
Okay.
Then you ask, oh, what did he buy? And they answer, I don't know, he's still there.
Then the first sentence should have been, my brother has gone to the supermarket.
Exactly, that's a very common mistake.
Here's another funny one. Someone says, I've gone to Paris 3 times. A native speaker might quietly think, wow, and you're still there after 3 trips.
That's why context matters. Grammar isn't only about rules, it's about meaning.
Let's practice each mistake. Repeat the correct version out loud. I've been to London.
My parents have gone to the bank.
Where have you been?
I've been working all day.
Excellent. And remember, mistakes are normal. Every fluent English speaker made mistakes while learning something.
Exactly. Don't let small grammar errors stop you from speaking. Focus on communication first and accuracy second. The more you practice, the more natural these patterns become.
Now it's time for our interactive practice section. This is where you can test yourself and see how much you've learned.
We'll give you a situation and 2 possible sentences. Choose the one that sounds correct before we reveal the answer.
Situation number 1. Your friend visited Rome last year and returned home. Option A, she's gone to Rome. Option B, she's been to Rome.
The correct answer is option B, she's been to Rome. Why? Because we're talking about a completed experience.
Situation number 2. Your father isn't home right now. Option A, he's gone to work. Option B, he's been to work.
The correct answer is option A, he's gone to work. He's still there.
Situation number 3. You want to ask about someone's travel experience. Option A, have you ever gone to Thailand? Option B, have you ever been to Thailand?
Option B is the natural choice. Have you ever been to Thailand? That's how native speakers ask about experiences.
Situation number 4. Your friend arrives after being missing all day. Option A, where have you been? Option B, where have you gone?
Option A, where have you been? Because the friend has returned.
Situation number 5. You're talking about your English learning journey. Option A, I've been studying English for 2 years. Option B, I've gone studying English for 2 years.
Option A again, I've been studying English for 2 years. That's the correct structure.
Great job if you got those right. Try saying each correct sentence out loud.
And remember that real conversations can have different levels of formality. For example, I've been to New York sounds casual and natural. I have been to New York sounds slightly more formal.
Both are correct. The important thing is choosing been or gone based on the meaning.
Here's your challenge. Create 3 original sentences, 1 using been for an experience, 1 using gone for a current location, 1 using been with an ing verb.
Write them in the comments and practice saying them aloud. Speaking out loud helps your brain remember patterns much faster.
And don't worry about perfection. Real communication matters more than perfect grammar every single time.
We've reached the end of today's lesson, so let's quickly review everything we've learned.
We covered 3 major concepts. First, been means someone went somewhere and came back. Second, gone means someone went somewhere and is still there. Third, been is also used in common grammar structures like I've been studying.
If you remember those 3 ideas, you'll avoid the vast majority of mistakes learners make with these words.
And remember, native speakers don't memorize complicated grammar rules during conversations. They focus on meaning.
Exactly, ask yourself, did the person return? Use been, is the person still away? Use gone.
Simple, practical, and useful.
We hope today's lesson helped you feel more confident using these words in real conversations. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every sentence you practice gets you 1 step closer to fluency.
Here's a question before you go. What's one place you've been to that you would love to visit again?
Tell us in the comments. And while you're there, share 1 sentence using been and 1 sentence using gone. Also, don't forget to like this episode, share it with a friend who's learning English, and subscribe to Fluent English for more practical lessons every week.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep believing in your progress.
We're proud of every step you're taking on your English learning journey.
Take care, keep learning, and as always, see you next time.